Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Vivian from ThePaperLetterBlog and I'm here with a new spring themed video. I'm going to be making some special wax seals, including these that have, as you can see, 3 different wax seals turned into one wax seal. I don't know how else to explain it, and I'm going to show you how I make each and every one of these. I am doing this video in collaboration with Craspire, who have kindly sent me the wax seals. I'm the majority of the wax seals that I'm using in this video. I don't get paid to say or do anything. I just get the seals in return for this video. I have done many more wax sealing videos with tips and tricks, and I will include some more ideas in here, but I will also link the playlist down below in case you want to check them out. The reason why you saw 2 different spoons, one pink and this bluish green, is because I usually use 2 candles and 2 spoons at the same time because it saves time and I'm impatient. So for this first special wax seal, I have an irregular shaped tag and I wrapped some yarn around it, and then I put a hydrangea seal on it. It is not perfect, as you can see. The edges of the hydrangea were imperfect, but I still really like it. This is just a clip so that I had some time to talk about the 3 the wax seals made up out of multiple wax seals. I just once again wanted to let you know that I will be including those at the end of this video, some of them a tutorial, so you can also skip ahead to that if you like. This one is going very fast because this is not that interesting. This is a button seal, a button seal, and I just poked 4 holes into the button to make it function like an actual button, and I cut it out so that it once again looks like a button. Why not use a regular button? Good question. It's a lot thinner actually, and I just think that this is a fun little gimmick once someone realizes that it is a wax seal. What I also think is fun is that the receiver of this could of course reuse the button wax seal, or they could re-melt the wax so that they could turn it into a wax seal of their own. So it's a decoration and a gift. This next one I'm making is also going very fast because I wanted to highlight the second part of this, which is to use gold colored makeup on it. I simply use my finger to spread some of that gold eyeshadow all around the seal, and this time also around the edges, so that it looks a little bit like a, like a painting frame almost. This is definitely one of my favorite wax seals from Craspire because it has butterflies on it and I just think it's very pretty. Now, if you paid attention, you could see me holding up a note. I like to leave myself instructions for when I'm doing the voiceover and or the editing of the videos. And the note said, "Clean spoon?" ? Because people very often ask me, how do I clean my spoons? The short answer is I don't. For the next wax seal, I wanted to go to a yellow color, but the spoon was filled with blue wax. So what I'm doing, instead of just tossing all of that out, is I'm adding wax to it until I reach a very light color. In this case, I'm going from dark blue to very light blue. And then after that, I will start adding yellow to it because, it's not going to be noticeable anymore. And I just stir it through. So for this next one, we are obviously doing another irregular shaped tag, and I'm wrapping some ribbon around it. I have so many little samples of ribbon. I just thought I could use that for this. And then we are tipping that really lightly colored blue wax onto it to create an, in my opinion, a very sophisticated wax seal. I'm definitely going to do this more often. This turned out so much more fun than I thought. So that is how I clean my spoons. I will usually just dilute it or add another color to it so that when you stir it through, you don't notice the original color anymore. Or I will melt the wax and then tip it out and keep that for later use, which is also what I'm going to be doing In this case, I have some really brightly colored yellow wax beads that I never use because I don't like the color. And what I did with that is I melted it and then I tipped it out and I just stamped it so that it would be, basically I could break it apart and I could melt that into smaller portions with more white. So I'm basically I don't know if diluting is the right word, but I'm basically making the color lighter by adding more and more and more white to it until I have a lovely pastel pastel yellow color. In the background I am creating a pink wax seal and I'm showing you the sides. It's a little difficult to see, but I'm obsessed with this one because it has a very subtle white marbling through it, and I'm going to call this one Strawberry Milkshake because that is what it reminds me of. I never usually do name them, but this was just really, really fun. I loved that subtle white coming through. As you can see, I have actually cut a lot of footage from this because it's not that interesting to watch, but I melted 2 more spoons, one yellow and one green, and I actually tipped the yellow into the green spoon to create a marbling effect that I am absolutely in love with. I had never done this before. Usually I'll just melt 2 colors in the same spoon, but they usually blend a little and I never got a clear or a result much like this one. Usually it's a lot more, like I said, blended, and this time you can actually clearly see the blue and the green. Why do I say blue? The yellow and the green individually. I really loved this, and this is once again another thing that I will be doing more often. This is once again my favorite seal, which is the butterfly one. I'm so happy with this result. I'm immediately going to try again, this time with a little bit of handmade paper from album Love Handmade's Patreon below it. And this time I did stir it through a little bit to see how that effect would be, and also because I was kind of afraid the wax wasn't melted enough at the bottom. So that's why I gave it a gentle stir. I also loved the strawberry milkshake one so much I decided to recreate that again, which is what you saw me do in the other spoon, pink and white. So as you could see in the beginning of this video, I definitely made a lot of wax seals with one color by stirring the wax through and through so that you have one color. But one of my favorite effects is definitely to keep 2 different colors in the spoon and pour it out that way, so that, for example, with this one you have a wax seal with a pink and white marbly effect. Isn't that fun? That's definitely one of my favorite techniques. I think that is so pretty. This is definitely screaming strawberry milkshake or strawberry cheesecake, maybe even to me. Let me know in the comments down below what you would call this wax seal. Maybe I'll make this a thing where I will actually give them names. It was definitely fun, and I also really liked working with a theme to come up with these. For example, these are all spring themed because when I think of spring I think of yellow and I think of green and I think of light colors. It was definitely fun to work with a theme like that. I hadn't done that in a while. Then I am continuing with the pink, but this time I added gold flakes to it, but I did not like the way that turned out, so I am melting it again and stamping it again, which is definitely an important tip I try to give you each time I do one of these videos. If you don't like a wax seal, you can remelt it and start again. And this time I did like it. Even with the gold flakes, I was able to remelt it. The gold foil is in there somewhere, but you don't actually see that anymore. I just added some new. Then for the last color of this die, I decided to go for some purple because I realized my color palette was lacking a bit of purple. And of course, hydrangeas go perfectly with purple. So that is that. The other one is a mini wax seal, which I absolutely love. It has a little book and kind of a magical theme to it. This is a different day. I actually filmed, this is also, you can see at the top how I am able to melt wax in 2 different spoons at the same time. I just balance it at the top of the furnace. What I'm doing here is going very fast, but don't worry, you're not actually missing anything. This is me making the mini wax seals to use in those multiple wax seals. So I'm first just creating a couple, and what I do is I use both the actual stamp as well as the back side of these, because they are blank, and it creates a beautiful little blank seal. As you can see, I used the back side of this, and then I have fun little things like mini nail stickers that I can actually stick onto these blank seals. Another pro tip, if I may say so myself, because this looks so adorable. You could of course use other things like sequins or real flowers. I can't believe I didn't do that for this video, but you could use real flowers or nail stickers like I did, or rub-on stickers or any other type of sticker. Or even buttons. I mean, how fun would buttons be? And I added that to the seal to create an interesting look. What I did next is I cut a small part of the frame, basically of the wax seal, off, because I want to have them all blend in nicely, and if the sides of the wax seal are too high, the wax is not going to go on to the next wax seal. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I basically wanted them to all connect, and if the wax seal edges are too high, the wax is just going to pile up against it instead of create a nice look. I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna do it here again. If I would have left that white wax there, then the next wax seal would have just set against it instead of it becoming a part of the whole. This is a new wax sealing technique I'm trying, and I really liked it, but I will also be honest with you, I filmed for hours. I worked on these for hours, and I only ended up with a couple of successful attempts. So here's one that I absolutely love, but I made so many failed attempts, and in the beginning I deleted all of them because I thought no one is going to want to watch that, but I realized that it creates a very wrong image that everything I do turns out perfectly, because it didn't. I think a quarter of the ones that I made turned out okay, simply because I am still struggling with this and I'm still trying to find out a balance, and let's be realistic, I am way too perfectionistic for all of this. So it looks like it's easy, and maybe for some people it is, but for me, I definitely did not find this easy. So what you can see me doing here is actually peeling or pulling them apart again, which turned out to be relatively easy because the wax is still hot and because they're only connected at the sides. I just kept pulling them apart and redoing the whole thing until I actually liked it. So it's a learning process, but I did want to show you how I did this. There's finally a successful attempt. My only tricks are cut off the edges where you want the wax seals to meet, so that the wax can kind of pour over the little ones a little bit so that they become part of a whole. And another trick is to try and find multiple shapes. So I have 3 different shapes, 3 different sizes, I should say. The regular one, the small one, and then the mini one that you see lying there. That's mini. I got that off of AliExpress a while ago. So experiment with different sizes to create a fun effect. You do not have to own actual wax seals these sizes. Other things would work as well. Before I had blank wax seals, I would use nail polish bottles, or you can use different things, even buttons. I've seen people use buttons to create the same effect. So don't think that you have to purchase new wax seals just for this. Like I said, I used the back of my current wax seals, and you could also use different things as long as it's not wood or something. Like for example, a glass nail polish bottle works because the wax didn't attach to it, but other things might be less successful. that was me clapping my hands because this one turned out wonderfully. I integrated 3 wax hues, and one of them has a design and some gold flakes. The green one doesn't have a design. I just used the back side of that beautiful mini seal, and then I have the hydrangea. So very simple, but I think it looks really, really fun. And that was it. Here you can see most of them up close again for a better look. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making these. And if you got any ideas from this and you're going to try it out yourself, obviously tag me in it on Instagram. You can use the hashtag ThePaperLetterBlog, and I can show it in a video one time, or you can tag me in it. It doesn't matter as long as you show it to me, because I would be very happy to see what you make of these ideas. Let me know if you are as excited about spring as I am, and a big thank you to all of you for watching. Of course, also a huge thanks to my patrons. We've had 7 new people join this month, which is super exciting. The link is in my bio if you would or in the description of this video if you would like to check it out, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!